The reason behind Jannik Sinner's tremors during the Australian Open revealed possibly the most memorable image of the entire Australian Open. During a break in the round of 16 match between Jannik Sinner and Holger Rune, the Italian was trembling while being attended to by the doctors. At that moment, no one knew what was happening, but now the truth has come to light. Darren Cahill, coach of the ATP number 1, has explained that the reason Sinner was in that state was due to a virus he had caught a few days earlier. Now that several days have passed since the incident, Cahill has wanted to detail the causes that led Sinner to be in that situation, which caused much doubt and uncertainty among the fans present on the court as well as the spectators. He was in really bad shape. We didn't know if he would be able to take the court because of how unwell he felt. We already knew from the day before that he wasn't feeling good, so he went to bed early, Cahill explained to Italian media. He cancelled his training, and I think he had his match scheduled for 2:30 p.m., with the highest temperatures of the day. We booked a court for warming up in the morning and then delayed the session until noon, but when he stepped onto the court, he was as white as a sheet. In the end, we cancelled the warm-up, he went to see the doctor, and they gave him some gels to boost his energy. Then he rested, took an ice bath to recover, and we sent him onto the court cold, added the Australian coach. The Italian ended up defeating the Hungarian 6-3, 3-6, 6-3, 6-2, and in the post-match statements, Sinner was very brief, simply explaining that he was feeling unwell and hadn't been able to train normally. During the match, in which he would ultimately be the tournament champion, he requested medical assistance several times, and they helped him by checking his temperature and vital signs. He got a bit lucky because we were already in the middle of the third set, and the doctors were able to assist him, checking his temperature and vital signs off the court. I think about 10 minutes passed, and when he came back, he passed by us, and we could see that the color of his face had changed a little. Fortunately for him, in the following days, his health improved, which allowed him to leave his illness behind and defeat Alex de Minaur, Ben Shelton, and, ultimately, Alexander Zverev to reclaim his Australian Open champion trophy. Sinner sparks another controversy in Italy. The Italian has made a decision that neither the President of the Republic nor the top leaders of the Italian Tennis Federation have liked. It's the mindset of a born winner. He has no room in his schedule for celebrations, only for resting and winning again. That's why Jannik Sinner, world number 1 and reigning Australian Open champion, will not attend this Wednesday's celebration of the success of Italian tennis in 2024 with the President of the Republic, Sergio Mattarella. The Italian tennis player has claimed that he needs to rest after his efforts in Australia, so the Italian tennis delegation, led by the President of the Italian Tennis and Padel Federation, FITP, Angelo Bonaghi, will be present without its undisputed star. Already in the days following his triumph, the first of the year, Sinner had raised doubts about his attendance at the mentioned ceremony. I haven't decided yet, he said from Melbourne. Bonaghi, for his part, tried to get the player to attend the ceremony with statements to RAI, the Italian public television. I trust that Jannik, who has been the most important architect of this 2024 that has had so many protagonists, will be with us at President Mattarella's residence for an extraordinary celebration that fills us with joy, were the leader's words. And, as expected, Sinner's decision not to attend the ceremony with the President of the Republic has caused some controversy in Italy, as part of the public has not understood the absence of their star at an event recognizing national tennis. It is worth remembering that Italy had a perfect 2024 in tennis. They won both the Davis Cup and the Billie Jean King Cup, the World Cups of this sport, and the women's doubles gold medal at the Olympic Games. At the same time, in individual tournaments, Sinner became the first Italian master by winning the ATP Finals in Turin and was the champion of 2 Grand Slams, Australia and the US Open. Jasmine Paolini, meanwhile, was a finalist at Roland Garros and Wimbledon, and Lorenzo Musetti won bronze at the Olympic Games. He won't play in Rotterdam either. Additionally, this week he has also announced that he will not participate in the ATP 500 in Rotterdam. After consulting with my team, we had to make the difficult decision to withdraw from the ABN AMRO Open, ATP 500 Rotterdam. My body needs time to rest after the long stay in Australia. I have great memories of the title I won last year in front of an incredible crowd, and I hope to return soon. After his new conquest in Australia, Sinner's first commitment is scheduled for February 17 at the ATP 500 in Doha, on a hard court, a tournament where Spanish player Carlos Alcaraz, Serbian Novak Djokovic, and Russian Daniil Medvedev are expected to participate. The secret behind Sinner feeling invincible in Australia. Sinner happy with his new trusted replacements. Jannik Sinner has reached the top of tennis. The recent Australian Open champion, who defeated Alexander Zverev in 3 sets this Sunday, did not hesitate to run towards his team to celebrate. Among those present were his coaches Simone Vagnozzi, Italian, and Darren Cahill, Australian, fitness coach Marco Panicci, Italian, and physiotherapist Ulysses Badio, Italian. Sinner's sports career took an unexpected turn in March when he was informed of his positive test for clostebol at Indian Wells. In response to this situation, his first move was to part ways with fitness coach Umberto Ferrara and physiotherapist Giacomo Nardi, with whom he had lost trust. The clostebol that led to Sinner's positive test. It is essential to remember the crucial role Nardi played in this incident, as the anabolic steroid clostebol, which caused Sinner's positive test, was present in a medication called trophadurmin spray. This product was used by his physiotherapist to treat a cut on his finger. The problem arose when the clostebol, contained in this medication, ended up in Sinner's system. The steroid entered the tennis player's body through massages applied by his physiotherapist, who performed them without gloves and without having washed his hands beforehand. This combination of factors led to the detection of the substance in his system, which triggered the controversy surrounding Sinner over the past months. Trusted replacements. It didn't take long for the world number one to find two trusted replacements in September. Novak Djokovic had decided to end his professional relationship with Panicci and Badio, who, since their arrival in the team, have only witnessed their new player's defeat in the final of the Open 500 in Beijing, where Sinner lost to Carlos Alcaraz. During the celebration of his victory in Australia, the defending champion turned to his bench, exclaiming, "You are a perfect combination." However, concerns continue for Sinner, as the other big final in his career will be played on April 16 and 17 in Lausanne, Switzerland, when CAS issues its ruling on the appeal filed by WADA. This organization is seeking a 1 to 2 year sanction for the Italian tennis player. Jannik Sinner looks set to become one of the greatest names in tennis history. At just 23 years old, he has already established himself as one of the top figures on the ATP circuit, winning 19 titles, including 4 Masters 1000, 3 Grand Slams, and an ATP Finals. Skiing, his first passion. San Candido saw him born, a town in the Trentino Alto Adige region, near the Dolomites and close to Austria's southern border. That is why his native language is German. During his childhood, he practiced several sports, but one, in particular, helped him develop the skills he applies today, skiing. In this sport, he won national championships, and as his ski coach once said, it provided him with certain abilities and benefits that helped optimize his tennis level. His mentality and hard work led him to move to Bordighera at just 13 years old to fully focus on becoming a professional tennis player, leaving behind Hebi, his first coach. The Lawn Tennis Club in the Italian Riviera town became his new home, and Piatti his new mentor. Precocity and Sinner, an unbreakable bond. Since the beginning, Precocity and Sinner have gone hand in hand. The Italian turned professional in 2016, competing in various challenger tournaments against older opponents. He managed to defeat most of his rivals, and these successes allowed him, at just 17 years old, to become one of the few players to win multiple Challenger Tour titles at such a young age. Italy's rising star. Under Piatti's guidance, the Italian player emerged in 2019 as one of the circuit's brightest young talents, defeating Alex de Minaur in the next-gen finals. His outstanding performances throughout the year earned him a spot in the top 100 for the first time, along with the ATP Newcomer of the Year award in 2019. Sinner's meteoric rise continued in 2020, when he broke into the top 50 and reached his first Grand Slam quarterfinal at Roland Garros. However, in 2022, the San Candido native had to make one of the most important decisions of his career. He decided to end his relationship with the man who had coached him since he moved to Bordighera at 13 years old, Piatti. This break marked the beginning of his partnership with his current coach, Simone Vagnozzi.